Hello, everybody. Looks like the gauge says it's empty. Let's take a walk into the kitchen and see what's in the fridge today, guys. Hey, everybody. Thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. Today's beer, hopefully this is going to be a big treat. This is Karbach Brewing's Kentucky Habit. And according to the bottle here, it's got 013, number 13. Kentucky Habit Belgian Quadrupel aged in bourbon barrels. And right on the back it says Fun Series 013 2016. So this is a 2016 edition of a quad. This beer will probably keep for a long time. Brandon sent me this beer, so I feel obligated to review it in a timely manner, as much as I'd like to stick it in the fridge downstairs and cellar it for a couple of years or longer. We're going to see what it brings to the table fresh. And these quads that are aged in bourbon barrels are usually pretty damn. I would tell you, well, I say that on all the ones that come out of bourbon barrels. Usually the bourbon barrel beers are pretty good, unless, like some of them, they throw it in the bourbon barrel and the next day they take it out and you don't even get any of the bourbon. But when a lot of the brewers, most of the brewers, they put it in a bourbon barrel, are going to leave it there for at least 3 months, and sometimes even longer, 6, 9 months, or a year. So where you really get that influence of the bourbon barrels and the oakiness and the vanilla and all that's going to come out. So, and the woodiness. So let's see what this brings to the table. Brandon, thanks a bunch, my brother, for sending me this beer. Let's get on with it. I'm going to check out the sites. Rate Beer has it listed, but it has no score. Needs more ratings. A lot of these sites, Beer Advocate and Rate Beer, which I use for the reviews, guys, they have to have a certain amount before they'll put a score on it. So, with that being said, and to me, it doesn't matter what the score is. I'm going to tell you what I think of it, and if I agree with one or the other or neither, I'm going to tell you that. So, let's get on with it. But I don't have a commercial description here on Beer Advocate, and Rate Beer says it sure is quite around this here priority. You could hear a caterpillar sneaking across a moss bed in tennis shoes, but no vow of signs can keep you quiet once you take a sip of this here Kentucky Habit. This Belgian style quadruple is brewed with cane sugar, the finest specialty malts, and fermented with that spicy phenolic Belgian yeast, locked away for months to age in Louisville's finest bourbon barrels. It's sure to tickle your fancy. Notes of fig, plum, raisins, vanilla swirl are round on the palate like a dust devil spinning through western Kentucky. So come sit a spell, relax, drink the divine flavors of Kentucky Habit, and receive total consciousness. And I forgot to tell you, the Karbach Brewing, they're out of Houston, Texas. So that's all on the commercial description. Food pairings: buttery brie, cheese and buttery brie, good Havarti, Swiss, sharp blue cheddar, and the meat is beef, smoked meat, and game. Glassware is a snifter, tulip, goblet, or chalice. And beer can be sold for a long period of time. I mean, being a quadruple, says 11.9% there, but I'm not actually sure what's written on the bottle. Let me check here. It does have barrel-aged small batch, but I do not see the ABV written on here. And you kind of want to have that when you're drinking a big beer like this, so you'll know. But I do not see it. So we're going to have to rely on what they're telling us. I have 11.8% listed here on Rate Beer and 11.9% on Beer Advocate. So almost a 12%er. So don't think there's anything else we can talk about. So let's get the cap off of this and see what Brandon has sent us today. Big hiss. Big hiss. It tells me it's fairly carbonated, so I'm not going to get too carried away on this pour. Now we'll kick it up a notch just to get a little bit more head on there. Like that. It's still got a half a bottle, enough to pour her a glass, and that'll make her happy. And when she's happy, everybody's happy. A little more than a finger of head. Over into the light. It is a rich red ruby color, especially through the bottom part, the thinner part of the glass here. I'm definitely getting light there, and very little bit of light there, but it is a reddish brown color. Caramel colored, if you will. And I can see the bubbles in the bottom part of the glass. Very well carbonated. Let's get a nose on it. Ah, yes, definitely getting the bourbon. It's almost like a Kentucky whiskey or something. But it's a bourbon. Candied sugar, bourbon, some dark fruit, figs, plums, dates, raisins. Definitely getting the bourbon. Definitely getting the bourbon. Maybe some molasses in there too. Smells good. Quadruple. This sort of kicked my butt. Cheers, everybody. Let's give it a taste. Cheers, Brandon. Thank you, buddy. Heavy bourbon influences on this. If you don't like bourbon, you're not going to like this. Heavy bourbon flavors. I'm getting some figs and dates. Very sweet on the back end, like a candied sugar or molasses in there. Very smooth though, for almost 12%. A very nice sipper. A very nice sipper. This would be a great one to have on a cool or chilly evening to warm up the inside. Not that it's burning or warming up anything, but it's just when you get to these quads and the barley wines and the imperial stouts and porters and stuff that are 11, 12, 15%. Great beers to finish up the evening with, and sip on them for an extended period instead of sucking it down in 5 or 10 minutes. To sip on it 30, 45 minutes or so, and enjoy it and let those flavors ease out. And that's what I intend to do. I tend to sip on this probably 30 to 45 minutes before I come back and do the final chug, and let some of those flavors open up and see what else I can pick up out of the beer by the time it comes up to room temperature. So, let's do that. Let's pour her a glass, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. I'm sipping on this about 45 minutes. Fired up a nice Alec Bradley cigar to go with this while I was sipping on it. Now it's warmed up to room temperature. Definitely getting the bourbon, of course, and some dark fruit are definitely coming through. Dates, raisins, figs, nice sweet back end on it. Candied sugar or some molasses in there. Very nice, very nice. It reminds me of a barley wine, it really does. The alcohol is super well hidden for an almost 12%er. Very well made, very nice beer from the guys down at Karbach Brewing out of Texas. Kentucky Habit, number 13, very impressive. A great candidate to cellar for a couple years, 5, maybe even 10 years. Wonderful beer, Very, very nice. Mm. Wow, wonderful aroma on this beer. I love that bourbon smell. Final chug. Wow, that's delicious. That is really, really delicious. Uh, to me, guys, this is an A beer. It's an outstanding beer. It's a world-class beer. I don't think it's quite to the 10, but it is kicking on the door. This is a 9 out of 10 for me, guys. Got the date on 2016. I would like to see the ABV on there. Uh, it is not written on it anywhere. I would like to see them put that on there. IBUs wouldn't hurt either. Very low, I would think. It's probably in the 30s or 40s. I may be wrong there, but very nice sweet back end on this one. Very easy drinking. A very nice sipper to finish up the evening with. Great beer, like I said earlier, for a cool or a chilly evening to sip on, maybe by the fire or the fireplace or whatever you have, gas logs or whatever. A very nice beer. I enjoyed this. Brandon, thanks again, my brother, for sending me this beer. Very, very tasty. Very, very tasty. If I was putting a numeric rating on this, guys, it would probably be a 97 or a 98, somewhere in that area. Definitely an A beer. Very well made. Very tasty beer, I'm gonna add. Over to Beer Advocate, they have 88. I think it's much better than that. I'm 10 points more than that, at least 9 more than that. And like I told you, Rate Beer doesn't have enough ratings to give it a score, but there are some people that have reviewed it there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 or 5, about 5 ratings on there. So I don't know how many they have to actually put a score on there. But it is very tasty. Very, very nice. And the scores that are there, 4.44, 3.4, 4.5, 4.3, good scores too. So very tasty beer. A beer to me, definitely. So with that being said, if you've had this one from Karbach, their number 13 Kentucky Habit, let me know what you think. I thought it was damn awesome. Pretty damn tasty. A very well-made beer as far as I'm concerned. Love these bourbon barrel-aged beers. Kicks it up a notch or 2 or 3 or 10. So with that being said, if you've had, let me know what you think, guys, and come on back tomorrow. Let's go dig something tasty out of the fridge. Got a lot of beer meals over the last week or so, so there's plenty to choose from. We'll find something tasty, I'm sure. See you then.